Yo, yo, yo. What up? Welcome to OTHERspace PM. What up? I'm Nana, and we got Jason the Ape with us. What's good, buddy?
Cheers, man. I was just jamming out to this music when I was like sitting over here sharing it out with everyone, Welcome everyone.
Cheers.
Thanks for
Cheers
hanging
to
out.
you, man.
Yeah, cheers to you, bro.
Wait,
I'm
what you
on
sipping on?
so my eighth
Starks?
my eighth shot of of espresso today, man. It's my second
Oh
quad
my
shot. So
gosh.
just burning that jet fuel, son. What do you got?
Some Casamigos.
Were you ever
Reposado.
able to open 288's bottle the other day?
um, no, no, but I got the alpha.
I
I got
heard.
the alpha because I saw Bad Teeth at the BAYC meetup, the impromptu meetup, and he
Yo,
gave
we
me
gotta
the
talk
alpha.
about that. We gotta talk about that. You were
I know.
there.
Hey,
I
nice
was
hoodie.
there.
Nice hoodie, dude.
Yo, I know, right? Twinsy. I almost rocked the beanie just to match, but I couldn't figure it out.
I love it when as soon as you saw me with it, you were like, Jaya, give me the hoodie.
But I was about to wear it and I was like, nah, it's and then I saw you and I was like, yeah, it's right. This is actually my favorite BAYC piece ever.
It
The
is.
blue, the bright pink on the back. Did you ever get the black one? The black
Yeah,
hoodie?
yeah. I actually love the black, just the way the pink hits on the
Yeah.
black.
Yeah.
It's really
I still
nice.
have that one in the bag because I got this one and I was
Nice.
like, "Fuck it, I love this one so much. I'm gonna wear the shit out of it." So
Oh, that's cool. I have one more blue one in a size medium that I got for the lady.
nice, nice.
But she doesn't wear it. It's pretty much the bag was ripped. She ripped
Hey,
it open.
you
She's like,
know, I'll
"Oh,
tell
this is cool."
I'll tell you some reseller alpha guys. For anyone out there looking for a woman's size, usually small to medium, which usually means it was gifted and they don't want it. It ends up on Etsy, or Poshmark, rather Poshmark. I've bought like 2 or 3 shirts off Poshmark because people just, like, had these shirts and were like, "Blue ape T-shirt," $10. I'm like, "Yep, give me
Yeah.
that. Give me that shit all day." Put it in my collection of Bored Ape merch, man. Well,
That's funny. That's
speaking of
funny.
merch, man, we love to do a shout out to all the creators in the space, and I got some merch today in the mail, from
Ooh, House of
House of Gucci.
OG.
Yeah. Dude, shout out to Gucci. Uh, these are actually quite cool, man. I'm gonna open it right now
Oh
and
shit.
check it out. So
Let's
I
zoom in.
did I did get 2 of these, and the green's not gonna show up because I have a green screen behind
I
me.
was like, it's translucent.
Yo, this shit is super cool. So the parrots are green and yellow. That's why you can't really see them. Uh, but they have rarities, right? So on the tag it says
Yeah.
epic. It says epic. Well,
Ooh.
so that's cool. What the fuck's that mean? The buttons are different and there's embroidery. So this parrot right here, even though it's hard, you can't see it, it's completely embroidered and like much
Oh,
different
very
than the rest of
nice.
it. I'll have to post some pictures because the green screen's killing it, making it look see-through. But this is dope, man. I can't wait to rock this the next
How are
time.
the buttons? Take a look
The
at those buttons.
the buttons I got
Let's
are
see
kind
it.
of like gold translucent.
Oh,
Like
nice.
they have like a little sheen to it. And then the
Yeah, looks
common
like a nice vintage button.
the legendary had some like Gucci, like bumblebee pin buttons. The common was just like the common button. So but man, the embroidery is fucking sick. As someone who has a
Yeah.
lot of embroidered BAYC stuff, like that's also an embroidered. Damn, I wish you could see it. But I'll have to put a picture up later. But I love it, man. I had to support the homie and get one of these House of Gucci House OG pieces. And
Yeah.
it's been cool, man, to see all the things people are working on. Other Space FM this week dropped our first merch collection, and orders have been shipping out already. I see very quickly. So,
I know. Appreciate
dude,
everyone for supporting us on that, man. I can't wait
absolutely,
to have it in everyone's hands.
yeah, dude, and see how it feels in the hand. Um, it's PM. What's up? I'm on jet fuel. No, I think it's rad, man, to see the people supporting our stuff, and I can't wait to see other space shirts just out in the world, like at a conference or just walking down the street. That would be super sick. Yo, Tony, what up, Gucci'da? Yeah, dude, your shirts are awesome. I really love the embroidered parrot part. I was actually telling Cheyenne the way the tongue looks like a lightning bolt is just really cool little details, you know?
Yeah,
So
it gives it that little extra cheetah spice.
I saw Cream Curtis picked up one of the 3 legendaries, so we'll see who gets the other 2.
Man, I saw that too. I was
Mhm.
wondering because there's only so many.
Yeah, yeah, but that's a clever idea with clothing, to
Mm-hmm.
kinda create
Mm-hmm.
rarity like that, and such a simple touch, but it's unique, it's different. I haven't ever bought, like, a rare piece of clothing before.
Yeah, you wouldn't know like what you what you would get, and make it a collectible
Yeah,
out of
like,
like a collection.
the only thing I could think of besides that is, like, basketball cards or minting, that randomness, or, like, I did a blind bag skateboard, thing once where I got, random bags and
Yo, I remember that.
I drove all over San Diego, every fucking skate shop in San Diego. I was like, "I'm buying, what you got?"
That's funny.
I'm a hoarder, dog.
No,
Anyways,
what you would do back in the day was when you would come up on something, you would actually mint it as an NFT as well. I remember like every
bro,
single item you had, they had an NFT with it.
I mean, I was trying to sell shoes with NFTs early on, like, I when everyone else was buying punks, and I probably should have been too, I was like, "I'm gonna sell sneakers with NFTs," and I spent so much time on a thing that didn't work out, but it was a cool exercise. It's, exploring when something's brand new, you're like, "Well, how are we gonna use this? What the fuck is this even for?" And we all gotta figure it out in our own ways, so
Well, dude,
what you got going on?
we went to this event and Franelations just brought a bunch of goodies for everyone that showed up.
Yeah.
And I wanted to show some love to Fran.
Yo, the
He
legend.
I believe you got one of these as well.
Yeah, I did. I love it,
So
man.
this is pretty sick, just some custom kicks. Take a look at the box though, you know, sick ass box. And kind of has that Gucci Hawaiian print vibe right there. You know what I'm saying? So if we take a look on the inside, you got the KAY KIY, but pretty sick sneakers, and you gotta love that hit right there with the ape. And so this might actually look really good with your new shirt, dude.
Bro, those are so sick. I just realized I was muted the whole time. Those are so fucking rad. Gonna
Yeah,
bring
I'm
those.
pretty stoked, man. That was super dope of Fran just to be like, yo, what's your size? You know what I mean?
Hell
And
yeah,
hook it
dude.
up for everyone that came up to that event.
I had oh, whoa, whoa. I had Fran sign my pair,
Thank you,
and
Fran.
then yeah, thank you, Fran. And then I saw you posted a video that Fran had Gordo
Yeah.
sign
Yeah.
his. I'm like, yo, this fool just one upped me in front of me. I was like, wow,
Yeah,
that was fun.
I was in a conversation actually, and I was just like chopping it up, and like in my peripheral, I see Fran talking to Gordo, and all of a sudden I'm like, is he taking his shoe off? And then I'm realizing, oh shit, you know what? He might be getting him to sign it. And so I excused myself from the conversation because, you know, especially when you sign something, you want to have proof that,
Yeah,
it was
authentication.
signed.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
that
that.
authentication. And so I was like, let me go over there and just like capture this moment.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so here, I'll play it for you just for anyone
Dang,
that
let's get
hasn't
it.
seen it, you know what I mean? But
That's
here it
dope,
is.
man.
So this is here, I'll just play the video.
usually I hear, but it's gotta be epic. I don't have a toe box.
Yeah. Okay. Again, I have horrible handwriting. This will not look good. I'm gonna go Gordo. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not gonna do cursive. What do you think?
Whatever you want to do. So this is the Deathlock pair. I'm having you my Warren pair also.
You sure this is gonna ruin the shoe?
No,
this is gonna look so bad.
I don't think it's gonna ruin it, man.
Literally checked with him like 3 times to be
He
like,
said, I don't think it'll ruin it, man. I don't think it will.
I just.
Authentic. Authentic. All right, now the Warren pair.
Oh my god, I can't believe I missed this.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
it was off in the cut.
You're gonna have 2 different signatures.
I could have swore he wrote an A instead of an O on one of them.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Whoa, bro.
I think I did better on the first one.
He said, I don't think this is gonna look good.
I spelled my own name.
You gotta love it, man.
That's
that was
awesome,
just a
Sean.
cool little moment right there. You know what I mean? Fran with the Gordo on the kick. I had to tag Garga in there because I think Garga on the other toe box would be sick,
Oh
right?
my god, dude. Yo, you know what? While you have that up, I gotta pull up. I was able to finally gift Gordo that custom jacket I had made for him fucking last year, I feel like. And so you guys know I love my custom Bored Ape merch, and so I was able to have one made for Garga and Gordon. And at the Peter Fang event that they did at the LA based mutant thing, I was able to give Gordon his jacket, a Garga. They're so damn close in names, man.
What are you saying?
Long story short, finally completed the journey and was able to give Gordon his custom jacket that I have, promised for a long ass time. And then this was cool. Cray Train, shout out to Cray Train for capturing this moment, of
Awesome
of us wearing it. But he, it's so cool how giving the community is. Like, we're all giving each other. I know Gene's always hooking homies up with their orange beanies, like you hooked me up with a cheetah pin. So shout out to you for that.
Dude,
I didn't bring my pins.
Gene with the
that's sick as fuck.
Macy beanie. Do you see this one?
Ooh, that's very cool. Yeah, there's some good shit out there, man.
Yeah, man. I think that's one of the things that I enjoyed about that impromptu event was just like, it was a nice surprise to see Gordo.
Yeah.
But it was also like there wasn't like free drinks. It was just like, oh, pick a spot, everyone show up, and it was just cool to get together. You know what I mean? And I think it'd be great to continue to have things like that. And it makes me really think about like the way it was organized was like, okay, a group chat was started, and then it was like, okay, everyone just like invite anyone who is ape in LA that that lives in LA. But we really need like some infrastructure in terms of a directory for where are the apes, like if we're trying to get something done in Los Angeles or Miami or wherever it may be, San Diego, or if an ape is traveling and they're in town, like is there a way to like kind of like on 4-star, what was it called, where it was just like, yo, you can check in.
Oh, yeah. When you were like, I'm the king of this restaurant because I fucking checked in the most.
Yeah. That'd be dope if we had some sort of token gated version of that, and it makes me really want to be like, yo, who are the people that could really help build a platform, and let's build this shit out,
For real. That's an interesting thought, man. And something that I think must be going through the cumulative like thought process of many people in the club, because I've spoken to not only yourself but some other people who we've talked about this of like, yo, and it comes from seeing everyone go to Hong Kong and then having that like, cool, well, I saw you there and I knew that was there, but when I go home and I go on my travels or go on my merry way, how do I just randomly find homies, right? And so we had people asking us like, how did you find out about that LA meetup? Well, it wasn't a meetup as much as it was a community member just saying, hey, I'm going to be at this bar on Friday at 5. You're welcome to come through and tell other apes, right? So if there was, like you said, a directory where someone could be like, yo, this Saturday, 2 p.m. I'm gonna be at this bar. Any apes welcome to come by. That's all it is. As simple
Yeah,
as that.
to really help cultivate that. But I also think when it comes to like made by apes, like that would be really cool too, like
Yeah.
kind of like Yelp, where I'm like, oh shit, are there any made by apes like restaurants or distributors in the area? And you might have like Board and Stone, or like a dispensary pop up, or like, oh
No,
shit, 288 is distributed at this bar, you know,
like, we should be able to go to
a
that Bored and
30.
Hungry spot, show our ape and get, like, some secret menu item or some shit. Doesn't have to be
Yeah.
free. It's just like you get a triple patty made out of banana mash or whatever the fuck, something different. Like, I think it's interesting too to think about, like, how early we are in the club and I the sentiment of the club is all over the place right now, right? And as you and I are like long term, I want to call us long term visionaries, but more so like we're thinking long term for how we want to see things happen. I still think shit like that is gonna have to pop up for us to get on the bigger picture radar, right? Like we have to have ways to organize and find each other and participate in our actual lives together, right? Like if I come to LA, there simply should be a thing that are like, yo, I don't have to know where every fucking ape in LA is. But apes should have an opportunity to be like, yo, I'm gonna go out and do this event. Anyone who wants to come. Because I don't know if you
Yeah.
see it, but in group chats, people are like, yo, I'm gonna be at Basel this weekend. Anyone want to get lunch? Like there should be an easier way for that to happen without it being so divided, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
ways for apps. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
speaking
what I
of
want.
apes coming together, so
Heyo.
we got the BAYC Community Spaces #2
Let's go.
coming up. So I appreciate you kicking this off once again.
Yeah, dude.
I was listening to the Grateful Show this morning, and it was brought up, and it was great to be like, you know what? Yeah, if no one else is going to do it and everyone wants one and you guys want me to do it, fuck it. Let's just run it tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
And I love that initiative. And I will be there tomorrow at 9
Nice.
a.m. Pacific time. Looking forward to just hanging out with fellow apes. And I know this time, the conversation around Made by Apes, I think, is something worth paying attention to, because
Yeah.
we're getting a lot of good energy around that. And by the way, did you listen to Daniel Allegre on Coffee with Captain this morning?
I didn't catch it because as soon as I woke up, it was time to start jumping in with Grateful and other stuff. So I kind of heard NFT Traveler listened to it early in the morning and gave me the recap, and told me it was kind of like a quick little session, kind of impromptu, big picture kind of conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
What did you
I
take away? Did you get a chance to listen to it?
no, I haven't yet. There's several other spaces I was joining earlier
Yeah.
today and haven't
I mean,
had the
election
opportunity to.
season.
What was that?
I said the election season, and like going around and listening and being part of that.
That's
They're
that's the big.
all over, man.
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking of, I think we got one more day of voting. So, for the first round at
Yeah.
least. So
Wow.
for special counsel, governance working group, Marcom, marketing and communications, and metaverse working group. We got a few homies that are running. Shout out Top Shot, who's in the
Yeah.
community. He's
Good
running for
luck.
metaverse working group. There's a few others that pop in here. I know TFG often giving us shout outs, as he's talking about his vision and
Yeah.
how he wants to support, subcommittees and content creators through that. So I think that's really interesting. And you know what? It'd be cool to maybe get some discussions during the second round,
Yeah.
where we can go a little bit more deeper into what really distinguishes some of the candidates apart from each other based on what they're capable of doing and their vision.
I think we'll take a little bit of initiative like we often do, and we'll probably host some of those conversations at some point just because, you know, um, if not us, why not? Like let's fucking host one. We were talking to one of the homies in the community about it, and Sean already killed it in a different one. I want to participate a little bit. I didn't run this time. Don't know if that'll ever change, but I still think it's interesting, and I want to learn and see who's going to be representing the culture, and fuck it, man. Always want to be part of the culture with everyone. It's half the fun is doing all this together. But with that said, a lot of people have been waiting for today. Today being December 5th, and today being the beginning of whoa, 5th. I asked, actually, side note, I asked everyone, what's your favorite bull market gif? And someone posted Dave Chappelle, and he's like, this baby, I paid for him cash. Oh God. Anyways,
I know one of your frequently used gifs of Dave
yeah,
Chappelle where he's just holding the money. He's just like,
with his crown. Yeah. Dave Chappelle's the GOAT, man. He's the best comedian in my lifetime. Okay.
it's for
So
real.
Legends of Tomorrow season 2 came out, Sean. I think that's the chunk of what I think we want to talk about tonight when it comes
Well,
to
I was
gaming.
thinking, earlier we were just kind of anticipating all sorts of news. We were like, shoot, heavy metal. Sunset mode closes in an hour. That's one of the first tweets we got earlier in the day. So
Right.
it actually kicked off with some heavy metal news earlier today. So I'll switch over to Yuga Labs Gaming right now. And as they said, Heavy Metal Forge has come to a close. The Shard leaderboard review is complete. Players that submitted their email and earned rewards in the aggregate of more than $600 were sent an email from support@yugalabs.com. So, did you get any? Did you
I didn't.
get into the Shard leaderboard at all?
Nah, I didn't even try, to be real honest with you. Like once I saw how it was skewed and how much time it took, I was like, nah, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, and speaking of, how did you do with your whole power score?
I haven't even had a chance to look today, man.
You
I
haven't
was
looked yet?
because to be real honest with you, I have like a lot of wallets spread out, and I kind of forgot which wallet my heavies are in, so I have to go
All
look.
right. Well, here, let's just. I'm sure I remember your heavy.
Oh, it's
number, so.
708. I remember that one. 708.
So yeah, one way you can kind of check out your power score. I'll do mine first.
I completely forgot about that. I was like, I don't even want to look. Just let me know when the game starts.
2411.
Oh, it looks familiar.
Go in here. Yep.
Hold on. That's not what I wanted. All right, there we go.
All right. Of course, I got the OPEXT extension that makes it look so clean. But yeah, what you'll see is levels and boosts right here. So this is my base power score right here, which is 452. And then effective power score is 484. And then I got a +5%, which is maximum energy cap modifier. So if you have 20 million in your forge capacity, you'll get that +5%. And then if you finish on the leaderboard, the Shard leaderboard, you may have a modifier as well for this.
So that means you finished on the leaderboard.
Yes.
Yo, that's awesome, dude. So what did all this entail? Like, just for anyone who may be confused or new to this, like when I'm looking at this, what did you have to do in the game to get such high scores for, like, let's say the base power score and the effective power score?
During the rift, well, first of all, this modifier right here was based off if you got 20 million forge capacity or not.
Okay.
Very few had actually done that. But the power score, you have a base power score, and each heavy class had its base, but then you get to start earning, like, getting those legendary augments and start adding them to your heavy. And so what that ends up doing is it just adds to your power score.
Got it.
So your power score gets accumulated at the very end of the season, where they add everything up. They have like this formula, and they, heavy metal, or or Yuga Labs Gaming put out a tweet, and I think it's on the game guide, how it breaks down the power score and the math. But yeah, it kind of like adds up all this stuff, divide by 6, carry over the 3, whatever it might be.
Right.
And the power score and basically what you earned in that game is something that's going to carry over into EVO2.
Which will be
so that's kind of the big news right now is I'll switch over to this tab.
ooh,
So
cool
what
graphic.
now? AMP claim coming early 2024, EVO2 coming spring 2024. And it leads you back to the original website. This all started on mdvmm.xyz.
All right.
But you got this really cool graphic.
Ooh, yeah.
Um,
Whoever their artist is incredible. This is cool.
dude, this is like the MDVMM kind of Jimmy the Monkey artwork.
Is
you know?
that Jeff in his palm?
This is Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little Jeffy.
Jefe.
Dude, the legendary right there in front. That's sick.
Yeah, dude. I was trying to see if I recognize any of these.
Bro, I just want to know who's going to be the first to start making Bored Ape cigars. Like, why doesn't that exist yet?
You're seeing Curtis's thing.
Yeah, I'm like, make that a real product, and then all of us in Miami walking around Bored Ape cigars, you know?
Yeah, that'd be sick.
So we got the Microsoft logo here, Sean, in the corner.
What are you talking about?
No, I'm just joking. The 4 squares. I'm like, Microsoft, they're coming.
Oh,
AI, it's all part of it. Let's speculate.
The windows.
Yeah.
All right, I get it.
I was trying to.
All right. So yeah, dude, it's 2024, dude. That's it's a long time from now.
I mean, it's December of 2023. It's
true.
not that long. They're basically saying it could be, they're like, listen, maybe next month, maybe by March, maybe by June. That's still early, you know? Like, you know how like people are like, I'm 12 and a half years old, you know, the half part means it's still early in the year is how I would take it. So I'll give them
you're
5
hilarious.
months, 5.5 months.
Let's see. If I was, I'm gonna do something that our good friend Frosty's always reminds us when he Googles. So we're looking at if I'm Googling end of spring 2024. So we got anytime between March 19th to June 20th.
That's what I just said, dog.
Yeah.
I feel it.
That's what I just said, dog.
Like, come on. No, it totally makes sense, right? Like, these games are complicated. I know a lot of us thought that this game was just gonna like turn on EVO2 like as soon as I even thought it at one point, right? Why not? We want to dream for the biggest, coolest scenario. But a lot of times it's not based in reality, it's based in like what we think would be awesome. So I get it. I'll wait. I know others will decide to either leave or continue to wait. For some, it'll be an opportunity to pick up some stuff. For others, it'll be, a departure. And I've heard both sides of the coin. How do you feel about it right now, Sean, as someone who's been playing since day one, invested skin in the game?
Well, considering this was, everyone keeps reminding ourselves that this is an interactive mint. This is a long interactive mint. But at the same time, like I remember at Ape Fest listening to the Damn Show and the live stream and hearing Garga talk on stage talking about, a new game that is going to be mobile.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's coming out next year that they're really excited about. Like, here it is, so I'm excited for that. It just makes me think about like, okay, that means our Evo 1s are the ones that's going to be battling in Legends of the Mara, because we're anticipating friends to come, right? And that was something a lot of us were anticipating by today.
Yeah.
But it actually will come out sometime during this season, which we'll get to. But yeah, it seems like we'll still have our EVO ones for a little bit longer. And speaking of EVO ones, I have 594 up on the
Oh,
screen.
yeah, that's the other one I have.
Yeah, this is one of your main ones, right?
Oh, look at that sale. Last sale. That's so painful.
Oh,
Don't
damn.
don't look. Don't look. Don't look.
All right, so here
Oh
we go.
god, best offer, half an ether.
So let's refresh this metadata. So if you don't see it down here, it's because the metadata still needs to be refreshed. So I went up here to the top right, refresh metadata. I'll do a quick refresh. And here we are.
All right. Yeah, that seems about right.
So yeah, your base power score is 389 and then 393. And then your shard leaderboard modifier, I think you gave it a shot. So at least you got 1%.
Yeah, I tried. I spent probably like 10 hours doing it, and then I went, I don't
Good.
want to do it more than 10 hours.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff. So
But, you know, I do have 2 legendary amps. I'm curious how that'll play in once it starts to
that's a
get
good point.
separated, you know?
That's a good point. The amps are not part of this power score right now. So
Mhm.
that could be a huge way to like be able to boost it and figure out how to mitigate that. You know, I was also looking like there's I think Yuga has a bunch of heavies still, you
Yeah.
know, that aren't even that have no forge. And therefore no power score associated with it. So it makes me think about like the friends and how could these heavies come into play later on, right?
Right.
Even if you didn't participate in the forged, is what's the value of a heavy that has no forge? You know, so I'd be really interested to see how this all plays out.
Me too,
Very
man.
curious.
I that hurt my soul to see my last buy price and to see what it's at now. So all I can hope is that that EVO2 is fun.
Yeah,
You
because
know?
we're just riding it out at this point, right?
I know, and it's a bummer, man, because like I had really high hopes for it, and okay, it is what it is. We accept it. At this point, nothing I can do. I get it. It was on me. Like, yeah, I get it. But now at this point, I'm like, I still desire to have fun with it, you know? So I'm just hopeful that whatever
Yeah.
happens next is enjoyable. Because as we saw Spencer post, like, they learned from their last experience. They heard us. They don't wanna do that again, I would imagine. I'm imagining voting will probably not be part of it. Um, but what does that mean? I don't know. But, you know, long term, I'm here for the ride. In similar boat with the codas and deeds and other shit. You're up on some, you're down on others. Today is not the point to bitch and complain about price. It's more to be like, yeah, I just want into that game. I wanna play that. And, you know, we keep speculating like, well, they did move a shitload of deeds and all that ape coin, like, and
Yeah.
that heavy metal, I'm like, that's gotta be for something, you know, like, at some point,
Yeah.
I'm curious if there's a reward of, like I'd be stoked if I won a deed or won a heavy metal or some shit like that.
Man, it does bring me back to like rewards. You know, that was a good time in crypto. When all of a sudden you got an airdrop or, you know, something that you received for free, all of a sudden had like, you know, demand for it.
Well, I mean, I think that's what's gonna happen, that or at least what we anticipate with amps and sediments being, you know, mintable, right? Like, there should be a value set and a marketable discovery, so I think that's why some people went hard and were bummed out when, like, sediment got redone. You're like, "Oh, I thought this was, like, a total supply that I had here."
Yeah. Yeah. And now, you know, it seems replenished. Why don't we get over to some of the updates for other side, Legends of the Mara. And you know, before we leave though, it does say coming early 2024. Looks like we have this update amp claim. This has been updated to just showcase that we're going to have an amp claim early 2024. So that means all the amps from that are attached to your heavy metal NFT will be decoupled, and then the amps will become 1155 tokens apparently.
That's interesting.
And then so what may be required is you need at least 3 amps to be able to transform your heavy metal EVO1 into an EVO2.
Right.
And so that is going to be coming in spring 2024. So excited for that. You know what? I'm okay with it with 2024. Like, for fuck's sake, we saw like GTA put out
Bro.
GTA 6 put out
Oh my
like
God.
their trailer and it said 2025. You know what I mean?
And people are like, oh my God, just take my money now.
And yeah, it's like, dude, if that's what's coming in 2025, like, fuck yeah. You know, it's the same thing for this. I at least appreciate like the transparency as opposed to leaving the community thinking that there's going to be something that we're going to get started on right now. It's just, it stings a little bit to get the news, and that's okay. Just because all of our expectations are just like so high.
Well,
but yeah, we need to humble ourselves, and at the same time, if you guys coming out and saying like, hey, we're setting our sights on for 2024, that's great as long as that's real, honest, and they can deliver on it. You know what I mean?
I'm like, I don't even need days or like time promises, right? Like, just put like, it's cool just to like be part of the community, do that, support everyone, be excited, and then background be cooking and be like, yo, EVO2, boom, here you go. It just happened to be Tuesday. Enjoy. Like, I don't really need in 3 weeks it'll be out, or on Tuesday it'll be out. Like, I know people like to know because they want to time the market and flip and that kind of shit. But as someone who just wants to play the game, I'm in the club just waiting, and I feel a lot of people are like that. So they're just like, we're just happy
Yeah,
to
a
play
lot
the
of
game.
people
And
are waiting.
yeah, well, no, but like, people will happily wait because they're so excited to play whatever that next thing is, because every experience previously has been very rewarding to some degree, right? So we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. But for now, we got Legends of the Mara season 2. Sean, have you set your guys to deploy them out and get them going?
Well, real quick, I'm seeing the dates here, and I just want to end with like, I'm good with the dates, and I love that we have some really dope shit that's cooking up. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna have a mobile game. We're gonna have something sick for EVO2. So, I'd rather have it be put out at an appropriate time later on down the road. And in the meantime, there's a lot of opportunity too for other things. But yeah, let's transition right over to the latest update for Legends of the Mara, which is Legends of the Mara Season 2 is now live, and we're going to be needing to reassign all our OTA to the other deeds to farm sediment fragments and hunt the shattered. Once an OTA is assigned as a hunter on an other deed, the chest timer will not stop until the shattered is slain. So just another reminder that as soon as you assign a hunter on another deed, that chest timer is going to start. Yo, are you talking, dude?
Yeah, my headset got clicked off. Thank you. I said I want to share my experience actually, because I had a learning opportunity with that exact thing earlier today once I put my stuff down. So
Go
I
for
think
it.
it'll be good to break it down. I'm gonna pull up my screen real quick. So I saw them open it. I got my my screen up. I got my deeds here, and I was like, okay, I got to get them to work. I got to make sure that I'm best situated, because now that everything's completely full again, I'm trying to get this biogenic swamp, because that's the thing I have the least of, right?
Yeah.
However, I also noticed that on some of these deeds that you put to hunt, the scoring's quite different. All right, that's something I'll talk about in a second. But I looked at the master chest and I was like, oh, there's like, they're all replenished, and there's things on here I don't recognize. Like the Forgotten Ruins look different up here. This little penguin, this book, I don't recognize that.
That legendary item. Yep.
Yeah, the Rangas look different, right? But Sean, same thing right here in the middle. That looks like a little blue enchanter again, right?
Yeah, with the magic wizard hat.
Right? Interesting. Serum City, these three look the same, but still limited. Now the ship parts look different. Right off the bat, I'm like, yo, okay. So hunting is interesting. I
So
like
the
it.
ship parts, they're calling them. If you go to the leaderboard,
Where are we looking? Leaderboard. Oh yeah.
and you hover over one of those ship parts, so they have weapon parts now.
Oh, and hold part.
Yeah, and hull parts.
Interesting. Interesting. I also noticed down here at the very bottom, there's now World of Women, which I don't remember there being last time.
Yeah, that's new.
Super cool. And then I remember there being more applied primate items, but that might be tiered or whatever. So, all right, here's where I messed up. I don't know.
Already?
Yeah, yeah.
Shit.
So, you know, I have 3 Kodas. I have 2 blue enchanters. I want to separate them when I can to farm. I want to go for biogenic swamp, as I said, right? I only have 2 biogenic swamp deeds. They're both sediment tier 1. One has tier 1, one is a tier 2. So that means I have one that has 1 spot, one that has 2. Bro, I also have 3 individual deeds that have a tier 1 deed, right? I should have put this coda to fight on this chemical goo deed. So 8117 should be farming biogenic swamp right now, since I only have
What's it
2.
doing right now?
It's hunting right now.
Oh,
because I got excited and I was like, I gotta get it on the thing as quickly as possible. But I didn't look at what deed I was putting it on. I just looked and went like, oh, that's a 1 tier. Perfect.
shit.
So
Yeah.
like Sean read in that thing, once you put the timer on, it's going. And what I did is Sean, I went, oh shit, I'm going to take that and put it onto a different one. And I thought better of it, because I'm like, yo, I'm going to actually turn on a different timer by accident. And then this one will keep going.
Yeah.
So I might as well just ride
Might
this
as well
one
just
out.
rock that one out.
Yeah. So
All right.
that's a learning lesson, guys, is like, slow it down, make sure you're putting it on the right deed, because I knew my strategy right off the bat was I want to farm biogenic, because that's what I have the least of. And then immediately did the opposite thing that I needed to do.
Yeah.
You know, because I got so excited. I was like, I got to get them hunting, right? So,
Yeah. Fuck, dude. All right.
all right.
Well,
So wait, hold on real quick. The comment says, move the bottom enchanter coda. So you don't actually want to do that when you're hunting. This is actually much more powerful this way than if I were to put this coda down here and then put like my normal hunter up here, right?
well, I think he's saying move the enchanter coda out of it.
Why would I do that?
Do you need it in order, like, what's your DPS right now?
229.
229 on a tier 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe in order to obtain a master chest for the first one, the Sidian, you'll just need 109 on a tier 1. So
All right. Well, now we got to learn about what you're talking about, because I don't know what I'm like, what? Like, okay, so this is another part that became a little bit confusing, and we definitely will address, right? Is
yeah.
this cumulative damage. This is a whole new thing, right? So this number's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
jumped a lot since today. Based on last go around, I'm ranked 53rd for this particular build. But I feel like having it the way that I have is going to give it as much cumulative damage as possible. So hopefully I can get higher into like one of these things.
Well, so yes, but let's break the update down,
All right, let's
shall
do
we?
that. Yes, yes, yes.
All right. So here's the update. We have GM Voyagers season 2 of Legends of the Mar begins today. So what's new? Leaderboard. Now this is the biggest part. We're revamping the leaderboard in a major way. The season 2 leaderboard will be based on total shattered damage in an environment tier. Each environment tier will have a separate leaderboard, but each wallet will only have one leaderboard entry per environment tier. Your cumulative damage will determine your position on the leaderboard at the end of the season. The wallet with the most shattered damage on each environment tier will hold the number 1 position on the leaderboard. So, just kind of going back to this, dude, is, and you kind of showed it right there, is like it showed cumulative damage. And that was a tier 1, right?
Right.
That you were fighting on.
Yeah.
So instead of it just being how fast you were able to slay that shattered on a single deed, it's actually how many other deeds do you have that's a tier 1,
Mm,
and how much damage have you been able to do to the shattered on
okay.
all of your tier 1s.
Okay. So
And
should I be doing something like this now and taking each coda and putting them on each individual tier 1 and having an enchanter behind them? Because that's like working within what I have, right?
well,
Would that be a
you
better strategy?
it could be, but I wouldn't spread it. Like I would almost want to stagger it until like you defeat that first one. I
Right.
guess it depends on what you're working with, you know what I mean? Because if you can farm the shit out of that chemical goo for now, like you might as well do that. But if you have enough hunters to be able to do that, then sure. But if you want to leverage your quotas, right now your quotas are at play. So yeah, it might make sense if you had some extra enchanters, to be honest with you.
So Mr. Ferdy says leaderboard combines all of your level 1 deeds, not individual anymore. Use coda as fighter on other level 1s.
Yeah, I think
So
quotas as fighters would be like the best way to get the most out of a quota for
because
hunting, not an
because
enchanter.
you guys are saying that now this cumulative damage is just based on all the deeds you have that are tier 1. So it says other deed, I have 2 that are that doesn't make sense. I don't have all of them in the same wallet, and some are maybe that's why. I don't know. Anyways, okay, so that's an interesting
Did you notice it also says 83 days? So it's a long season.
yeah. I did not notice that. I see
It's gonna be a
21 days
long
for the
season.
master chest.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure if there's like a limit on how many shattered can appear, like there was in the first season. You
Yeah.
know, like on a tier 1, you can only go up to 3 different shattereds. So
That makes sense why it would be cumulative too, because I was like, "Whoa, it's capped. Like, why is it capped? I should be able to keep going." You know,
yeah, it could.
like if I can defeat 5, now you've just slowed it down so that other people can catch up. If I'm like structured with multiple codas, you know what I mean? Like let them run.
Yeah, and the other thing that this does is, you know, we're having some of these discussions in the back channel, and I think a raving ape brought up some really great points. Because the Raving Ape immediately, once this information came out, he ended up sweeping like some tier 1 deeds. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
saw that, bro. I
I
saw
was
that. I
like,
wish I
oh
had
shit.
that's a good move.
But when you think about any sort of particular whales, like right now, or I would say in season 1, a whale could essentially own the rewards for like not only first place, but third place, fourth place, seventh place, 10th place, because it's by deed, right? And they were able to secure all those spots. And so if it's according to the wallet that's connected by environment tier, so you'll have one leaderboard entry per environment tier, then technically that whale would only be able to secure one set of bounties for
Mhm.
that wallet. So that technically opens up a lot more wallets that will be able to now get into that top 50 leaderboard position to where they can earn a bounty reward. So I think it's actually
Interesting.
pretty interesting that they went, and made this change with this leaderboard. I think it makes it a lot more interesting, to be honest with you.
Nicholas Cage is saying, grab a tier 1 and use that to hunt for the leaderboard. Don't waste your swamp deed hunting. So I have other tier 1s right here. And so now my curiosity is based on these rule changes, Sean. Do you read it as I should be able to move it over here and it doesn't fucking matter because it's a cumulative fighting effort, right? Or is this going to matter that it's still going? Like, you know how the first one you were like, it's like 50 some days in for your master chest or whatever. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
does that
Well,
matter this time around if I move them over and I just kind of switch these? Like,
see, I think it comes down to like what is the health, what are the hit points for each of the shattered on each environment tier. And I think
mhm,
that's some of the math that's being figured out. We can take a look at the timeline right now. But let me finish this update, and
yeah,
then what we can do is look at some of our friends and see what they're saying about the what it's going to take to defeat each shattered, and see how that math works out.
yeah.
So one of the other updates for season 2 is shattered loot. The shattered loot has been refreshed and restocked. Better chests have a chance to contain better loot. So as you just showcased, the loot in the master chest, those are all refreshed, restocked. We don't have like, we have a hull part, which is like a part of a ship, but we have weapon parts now. That's part of a ship. So those are all things that are going to be added. World of Women. There's some World of Women rewards as well. That's
That's
new.
yeah.
Chest timers. So this is different. Each environment tier will have different chest timers for earning master and intermediate chests.
Oh, rad.
So when you are showcasing the master chest in your deed,
Hmm.
it actually said 21 days,
Right.
which is more than what, it took for the previous one. I think it was 20 days was the timer for all of them.
Right.
And then finally, replenishment of sediment fragments. So for farmers, this is great. The global supply for sediment fragments will be refreshed for season 2. Sediment fragment supplies can be found in the camp interface of LoTM when season 2 launches. All right. And then I think the other thing that they're just saying is the remarkable support of Oda in the hunt against the Shattered has empowered the shades to further constrain Shattered for longer than anticipated. So, um, anyway, this is interesting. Due to the leaderboard changes and updated Shattered chest timers, we want to allow Voyagers an opportunity to master the strategy of LOTM for a fully uninterrupted season. Plans are in place to incorporate Oda hit points and damage from the Shattered to your OTA later on. So the meta strategy will constantly evolve with the changing of the seasons. Coming later in season 2 and beyond. The roadmap for season 2 and beyond includes the addition of the friends as they arrive to aid the OTA in the hunt, and plans to mint sediment fragments and shattered loot to the blockchain. This is what we were waiting for. So this is like what they're addressing with the community right here, is just saying coming later in the season 2 and beyond. A reminder to all Voyagers, please read the Legends of the Mara terms and conditions. Altering gameplay and using scripts violates the terms and conditions found here. So another quick reminder, maybe they've kind of found some, suspect things that users were doing.
Yeah.
Had to put that reminder there. But yeah, they say the remarkable support of OTA in the hunt against the Shattered has empowered the Shades to further constrain the Shattered for longer than anticipated.
They did such a good job that it's going to take it. Yeah.
Like,
hey,
the OTA
it's a good spin,
really
and I
well.
love stories. I'm into it. I'll buy it.
Oh man,
fuck it. It's cool. Give us a good story, and it makes it better. To be real honest.
Speaking of story, that's what I was really hoping for too. Low key, I was hoping for like a, there was like a real short animated thing with like the Coda and one of the OTAs at a fireplace, and then the Shattered was like running toward it.
Yeah.
I was hoping for something. I was like, oh man, it's a new season. Like, it'd be cool to give us a little bit of the storytelling right there, just like they're trying to showcase right there. It was like, hey, the remarkable support of the OTA and the hunt against the Shattered has empowered the Shades to further constrain the Shattered for longer than anticipated. Like, man, that would be cool if you wanted to actually, like, if there was some sort of like illustration, something that would be cool.
I mean, is what the homie used to do before with those update videos.
Disco Yuga.
Yeah, it doesn't hit quite the same without the storytelling, but I mean,
those were some good explainer videos, but yeah, I think it's just an opportunity. Things that I'm learning for myself. Like, what do I want? What I'm just going to be vocal about, like what I hope for and what I think all of this stuff goes toward like building out in the open, and community feedback is so important.
It is, and they want it. Like in the bottom right corner, submit your feedback, select a category. If you find a bug, if you have a feature request, like whatever, toss it in there. It'll get to someone. I don't know if it'll make a difference, but at least you could be heard to some degree and they're listening. So I've definitely had opportunities where I've sent 3 or 4 messages in there and I was like, this needs to happen. Like I still am looking forward to knowing what's in the chest from my previous go arounds, right? Like I get we're coming soon. I'm sure it's like they're cooking something and it takes time regardless. I'm good with that. But, not knowing what prizes I earned on particular deeds is a little bit of like, damn, I wish I had that metadata. But I'm sure that they have that coming around the horizon. So just not like, it's just a matter of when, just waiting. So
yep.
And then we'll wait.
I think, the Legends of the Mara build simulator, LoTM.OtherGuild.xyz, I believe is being updated with all the new shattered HP points. Right. So people who have been using this tool in the past, I believe will be just know like it's being updated. This was always very helpful for people.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So you would be able
when
to
you're buying.
Well, more so strategy, to be honest with you. I don't know like how you use it for maybe if you want to find out like what you need to buy.
That's more what it is. It's like when you were like, okay, I have a tier 5 deed. What would I have to do to like get it going and to make it valuable versus like maybe do I sell this, get a tier 1, and that's how I've actually used it.
Yeah, I get. So, I'm trying to see if I have my shit up right now. 81714 81714. So let's see. 81714 import.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
yeah, it shows that I have these two hunters and this enchanter there. It's showcasing the current damage, my current DPS right here, which is 137. Let me double check and make sure that looks accurate. So it says team DPS 119 on my screen.
Interesting.
So yeah, maybe it's with the enchanter. I don't know. But yeah, it says time to slay shattered 11 days. Now, I don't know if this is the new shattered. So this is kind of where I'd love to see if like is this most up to date? Because as I'm just going through, it says they'll be updating the LoTM builder soon, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if you're using the calculator, it's not updated just yet. They did find out the new HP and master chest timers for the Sidian, which is the first shattered. And it's just kind of letting you know how long you have to get a master chest.
Yeah. Dude, so I don't know what to do right now. I feel like based on all this information, I'm gonna bring up my screen real quick with what I got going on. And this is what I love about doing this with the community, right? So I feel like based on what I've learned and looking at this right now, 8117 and 81302 is where I have my guys fighting. I just moved over my enchanter because I realized like an extra little 4-hour boost over here isn't really going to do much for me. What I thought was
it does.
I mean, it might, but I want these master chests, right? And so I'm looking at this 6781 number 53. Okay. Then I go over to my other deed, click on it. 6781 172, right? So interesting. So immediately I'm like, my realization is the only thing I would miss out on is like those 4 or 5 hours of started being on this master chest hunt. Besides that, I don't know. I don't think it would be that crazy to move the 8117 to maybe like 10847. So I'm curious what anyone out there thinks. Sean, I'm curious what you would do yourself. Like these group thinks are very helpful for strategy.
Yeah, I'm kind of going through some of the motions right now, just trying to figure out like what's my game plan. I'll go ahead and share my screen real quick.
All right.
So, yeah, where I'm at right now. So the first thing I wanted to prioritize this time around was accumulating some biogenic swamp because
Nice.
I know how quickly it went last time. You know what I mean? So I don't want to waste any time with that. I think once biogenic swamp kind of decides to get farmed out, then I'll be able to maybe shift some of my enchanter energy over to hunting more.
Yeah.
By the way, I did pick up an enchanter today.
Nice. What's the floor on those right now?
The floor is like 0.35 for a vessel.
Okay.
And then for 0.4, I was able to grab a rare.
Oh, okay.
So for 0.05 more, I basically said, instead of rolling the dice at 0.35, let me just pay that 0.05 premium and secure myself a rare.
Nice.
So that's what I ended up doing. Anyway, one of the reasons for that is currently I don't even think I'd be able to get a master chest even with like an epic and a rare hunter. Like I would have to grab I would have to have like more enchanters or Mycota hunting on this in order to get this tier 2 master chest.
Yeah.
You know, and
I mean, why don't you? Why you don't want to move 2 enchanters over and put 3 there and get them a better chance because you want that biogenic swamp?
I think the enchanter, if you're farming, if you got a coda enchanting, like it does so well.
Yeah.
You know, and so I decided to put these 2 farmers on here with all 3 enchanters, and my stats are 15 sediment fragments every 11 hours. So, you know, that's cool.
You don't want to split that up and put 1 farmer on 2338 as well.
Yeah, I actually had that. But I ended up putting it on chemical goo just because I have the least amount of chemical goo.
No, I mean, I guess I meant like, why didn't you split up the 2 that you have together with your coda? And you know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, you know what? I should probably do the math. So if I was to do the math, this is 15, 11. So that's 1.36 an hour times
like
24. That's 32 fragments a day.
Okay.
If I was to take, let's say, one of them off. So what did I say? 32?
Yeah.
So this is 13 over 11, 1.1 an hour. All right, 28.4 fragments.
So 4 less.
And then a day.
Yeah.
And then let's put this dude over here, and I get extra 6. So I get 2 fragments extra by putting it here.
That's better. That's dope. What do you have 2 hunters that are just chilling also, or 3 hunters that are chilling?
Yeah. Also? Yeah, I got plenty of hunters. I'm just afraid to start these timers, you know? I don't want to fucking start it without a fucking coda ready to go, man.
Because you think if you just put 1 hunter, common hunter up there, you're gonna get nothing really that great, right?
Yeah, I'm ready to kick ass on like a couple of these tier 1s. You know, I have 1, 2, 3 tier 1s.
So why don't you put hunters on 1, 2, 3 if it's cumulative, and just like get the cumulative of like most people might just have 1 tier 1. You're gonna have 3.
Because I won't get that master chest.
Yeah, but you still have them and you're not using them. So like, why wouldn't you be?
Because I won't get the master chest if I put them on there.
So I mean, I guess my question then is like, is the cumulative that's separate from the chest, correct? Like the cumulative.
That's the end of season bounty rewards.
Okay. So it's like
if so at the end of 84 days,
then what the okay, I got you. I get you.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm like, yo, I'd rather wait for like my coda and some of these enchanters to free up.
Like team them up. Okay.
Yeah, and then be able to like throw some energy into some of these and maybe stagger each one of them slaying a shattered.
I feel it.
That's where my mind's going. I don't know, man. I mean, it's a good point, but yeah, it's Thickles Cage is saying I can't get the master anyway.
Based on how some of that works.
Yeah, but this is unless you roll them through 1 by 1 with your codes, which is what I was planning.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, let me see what I can do to maximize my farming performance with my 1 coda. And then once that's over, and this is why I bought an extra enchanter, is because I'm going to put my coda to go hunt on these tier 1s after.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go boom, start knocking out these tier 1s.
Dude, I'm glad we did this tonight because this has been quite helpful with all these new rules. Like, so I'm really understanding this cumulative score now. It makes a lot more sense. I've moved around assets on my side since we started our talk. So let me run these back up and you guys tell me if I made a good move or not. So now we're looking at the bottom right screen 10847 8117 81302. Okay, so at first I had 8117 with my coda over here doing the most for the fight. It had like, what did I say? Something higher,
Yeah,
220.
it was much higher than you probably needed for tier 1.
Right. Okay. So then I had this common hunter going by itself. I had my enchanter over here with the farmer, and I thought, you know what? He's a basic little dude. He needs all the help he can get. So that's 44. Not a lot, but it's there.
You're already getting the approval from Anthony.
This seems like the right move to me. So now I moved one code over here. This one's getting 130. So now if I'm understanding it correctly, cumulatively, I'm getting what? 335 plus 44 now. So like that's a much higher score than what I had before. So I think that's on the right play, right? I feel good about that. That's going to get me higher up on the overall
Seasonal.
leaderboard. It may not get me a master chest with maybe, let's say, the common build like this one 81302. That shit's not going to get a master chest. 8117 probably, and
Yeah.
then I'll stagger them, kind of thing.
Yeah, you kind of rotate them through, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Cool. I feel better about that.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And then do you have anything farming right now for Biogenic Swamp or no?
Just this one over here on my tier 1 on my 2339D that I have from my ape. So,
and you already started the hunter timer on that, yeah?
No, I didn't. I didn't
Oh,
start
perfect.
it. Yeah,
Perfect.
I didn't at all. So I only put it on tier 1. So those are just going just to put mine out there. I did, you know what? My strategy was a little bit different, Sean, because like, you know, I saw how yours is skewed with your sediments. Mine is the opposite. Like I have way more of the
Oh yeah, you have a
more
lot.
common, you know, but those two are tier 3 sediments for myself. So I thought, all right, like I'd rather collect as much of whatever I can at this point. And based on what I have, without wanting to put any more money into the ecosystem or trading out what I have, because I don't know what rewards I have from the first time around, I'm not trying to sell anything. So I'm like, I just got to do what I can with what I have. And I thought putting them here, starting to go for Rainbow Atmos and Infinite Expanse early on is not what a lot of people are going to do. So maybe this is going to give me an opportunity just to collect more of this than most.
Yeah, for sure.
Is it a good strategy? Who knows? You know?
I mean, yeah, I guess it depends on, you know, what these end up just being valued at, right?
Right,
Like,
right.
at the end of the day. And at some point during the season, we're going to get to the sediment fragment, which is what they said. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And what's kind of nice about all of this is once we are able to convert some of these bad boys from Mara to Kodamara, then you'll have the flexibility to, you know, turn some of these into defeating the Shattered and hunting. And you know, when you currently, like when we look at some of these hunters, they can't compete for a master chest right now. But what if in the middle of the season it's able to convert to a Kodamara, and all of a sudden you have more power to be able to do that? You know, what if the friends come into play?
Right.
And the friends will help you defeat the Shattered in a shorter amount of time and get that master chest. So yeah, that's kind of where like, and yeah, Thickless, you put it up over here. You know, one is that cumulative score is competing on the leaderboard, which is for the end of season bounties.
Right.
I think I have more of a shot at getting multiple master chests like throughout the next 80 something days
Yeah.
and getting like some of those rewards that would be in the bounties. So
And this is cumulative, this score based on last season, it appears, right? Because I've already started with quite a big score on my season 1 leaderboard. Like,
yeah,
I'm still in the same placement as last time. So, like, for myself, I ended season 1 in 53rd on the season 1 leaderboard. So, my thought there is like, well, if I did it once, I probably could do it again, you know? But
no,
this is the fun of all the different variety of strategy, Sean, and talking it out. And it's kind of funny. I was talking to NFT Traveler earlier, and I was like, "This game's not that complicated." She's like, "Yeah, it is, dude. You guys, yeah, it is. Like, you break down this game very intensely. It's a lot of strategy." So I'm curious to see where it leads. Excited to see where we get to use these sediments and all these items in and at.
yeah, I was gonna say Yuga Labs Gaming with
Oh
special
yeah,
guests Everyday Zucchini and IDB on the NFT show with Nash and Peanut. So that's coming on Friday. That should be really cool and interesting. Um,
that'll be
Spencer
great.
Tucker, who's the chief gaming officer of Yuga Labs, he said we have a lot in the works. Was looking forward to sharing how the gaming experiences all connect. The vision for Web3 gaming has and is all about multiple experiences built around the content you own. That way, you always have something to do and something to look forward to. So that's going to be really cool. As you know, something to look forward to this week. Join Nash and Peanut on the NFT show on Friday,
Nice.
and yeah, I can't wait for that. That being said, you know, we have OTHERspace FM, of course. So we're gonna have a good time on space on Thursday. Lots of things going on. Obviously, we want to make sure just see what other people are doing.
Yeah.
We got the community space tomorrow, BYC community space tomorrow, but I do believe we have the space link up. Here it is. Is it Thursday yet?
Yes, yes, yes.
There
Honestly,
it
it's
is.
my favorite day of the week. Other Space FM, we all get to hang out. I think it's going to be great for us to have done this episode right now, digesting all this stuff and moving
Mhm.
our pieces around because I know a lot of people are going to have questions. Sean, I don't know about you, but I had people commenting on some posts about, I did a screenshot and shared, and some people said, I didn't even play season 1. I didn't even realize it had started yet. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of people who are like, I didn't play all last season. What can I do now?
There's definitely some people who have yet to decouple, man.
Yeah, so there's still a lot of time. You know, season 1 just gave people a little bit of a competitive advantage
they
for
also they
for
also
what?
mentioned this is uh an open beta. So not to lean on that too hard,
Yeah,
but
I'm
it
good with
is early, man. I
yeah.
think, you know, it's really early in all this stuff. So it'd be dope to just kind of hear from the community how everyone's treating it. I know a lot of people are disappointed. They were expecting to get, you know, the friends involved much sooner. And I think a lot of people, the sentiment that I get, you know, just reading some of the chats and stuff is, you know, a lot of people want Yuga to win. They want to see a really good game, but they're also a little underwhelmed with the lack of communication and, you know, leading on to think, you know, the friends were going to be here, EVO2 is going to be here, and now it's just like, okay, we got to wait a little bit.
Mhm.
So, you know, I'm with everyone on that. It's just, it's at the same time, like, gotta let the team cook. Gonna, you know, 10K as well, the Grailed. There's a lot of things that are happening. So, in the meantime, let's see if we can have some fun together. You know, hop
Oh,
into
yeah,
our
bro.
Discord. It's been a little quiet lately, but hopefully some things can kick up during this next season.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing is like, you know what? They did say season 2, there's, you know, there's going to be evolving meta throughout this season. So that's kind of why I'm like, you know, it might not be a rush to like go hunt right now and waste my timer or use up the weakest city in to get that master chest if I'm not eligible for it right now. So I'm focused on farming the most I can. And then, hey, maybe in a week or two, like friends comes about and I have some better shots at, you know, getting that master chest.
No, for sure.
So
That's a good strategy, and you kind of gotta anticipate things in this, right? Because a lot of it is like we speculated so much, you gotta anticipate moves, you know? So that's a good thought, man. I'm excited to continue this journey with everyone and share out our strategies. I look forward to next fucking Tuesday when we do this again. I'm sure we'll be like, "Listen, we've learned so much." You know? Tends to be what happens, man. So,
yeah. Yeah. And you know, if you haven't checked it out already, which many of you have, and I want to say, you know, shout out to those that have copped part of the icy collection. Appreciate y'all. Anthony, I see you're in the house. But yeah, you know, check out our merch collection. It's one way for you guys to support what we're doing and keep us going. We got some cool merch to kind of make up for it and put something in the hands of the community. Got a cool little icy crew neck sweatshirt. So
that's sick.
this is pretty cool. It's $50. You got the Hoppa in the background with the OTHERspace kind of logo hit on the front left chest with the Made by Apes on the sleeve with our license number for OTHERspace. But yeah, you know, shout out to TJ. He helped me do some of the ice on the text. So it was a dope little collab. Really taking kind of the inspiration from, you know, those ices at the movie theaters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's dope, man.
So it was cool to ideate with you on that, Jason, and finally be able to get some of these out. We have the Icy Coda's long sleeve shirt. So both of our Codas are over here on the left-hand side.
Nice.
Which I love, dude. So we got Hoppa as well as one of your Hypno Trips. Number 697. That's over on the side of it. So
that's sick.
Nice little long sleeve. For the shirt, Icy Hoppa heavyweight shirt. You got the Made by Apes hit. You got the top left OTHERspace hit, and then on the back, you got this cool like graphic halftone, you know, graphic of Hoppa on the back, which just kind of looks really clean.
It does.
And excited for that. Then you know, something for the kids. Got our toddler shirt.
Hey, we know our demographic, man. You know, we know who's hanging out.
I had to order one.
We know you guys got kiddos.
And
can't be running around naked.
You got the icy camper mug. It's a small compact mug, but great for camping. Definitely not good for putting it into the microwave to warm up some old coffee or anything like that. But you know, this is just a nice little fun mug. Anyway, we're gonna have this stuff available for sale this season only.
Nice.
Once the season kind of goes by, that's it. You know, all of this stuff will be gone, and we'll be off to the next thing. So one, appreciate everyone that shares it with someone, and also really appreciate those that were able to set themselves up with a purchase. I can't wait for it to get in your hands, and I hope you love it.
Yeah, dude, and it's one of those things where it's kind of dope just to see something go from ideation to reality. And like the Hoppa t-shirt is personally my favorite. That shit is super sick because of how it kind of changed like the color scheme, made it your own, you know what I mean? Like it's got these vibrant colors. Normally not everyone wants vibrant colors all the time, so it's nice to have this tone and value set. I dig it.
Yeah, and we were thinking like in different seasons we can rotate different IP.
Mhm.
So in this particular case, Hoppa, as well as one of your Hypno Trips, makes a little appearance on the long sleeve. But you know, it'd be dope to kind of like have another capsule with some other IP for next season, and then maybe incorporate some collaborations with some of the community members that are out there, and seeing, you know, if they want to release some collaborative things with their IP and involve people
Yeah, that'd be cool.
into creating merch. So ultimately, we just want to kind of kickstart things over here and then see how we can get others involved, right?
Absolutely,
And I
man.
think that's one of the cool things about this. So, um, yeah. Anyway, appreciate y'all so much for checking this out. Anthony, I know you guys. I know you have your order in, so I appreciate you so much. You were one of the first. But yeah, man. And then, dude, I can't wait because tomorrow I get my comic or my coloring book in.
Oh, sick, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
those have been coming out pretty good. I gotta order a few for myself. But
It's gonna come in clutch because I got both kiddos over the next couple of days to myself.
oh man,
And yeah, that's just gonna be I'm gonna need all the support I can get.
send
So
all
this
the prayers and positive vibes, everybody, to Nana residents. Good luck, man. I could only imagine. I have a hard time with Coda by myself, so you're you know, God bless you, bro. I don't know what else to say. My mom would say, "I'll pray for you."
yeah, it's good times. It's great times.
Yeah. Well, on that note, guys, like, subscribe, retweet, do all the shit. BAYC Community Spaces, 9 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow, guys. Come through. If you
Shout
got
out
a made,
Josh.
yeah, if you got made by Apes product, Josh, come talk about 288. You know, come through and talk about whatever you're cooking up.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, you wanna try and invite some people onto the show at some point?
I definitely want people to come through and talk about what they're building. I didn't think to promote it. I just thought, let's see who pops up, but definitely probably should
N-
DM
Yeah,
some people and ask them to come up and talk.
I think it would be cool if you know, if any of you guys are ever want to pop in, like we'll get the link out there and start just
Oh, for this, yeah,
getting.
for sure.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I think
Yeah,
it'd be dope. I'm
I think
still
that'd be
trying to
super sick.
figure out how to get this bottle out.
Don't break it.
I got it.
All
There
right.
we are.
Woo!
Whew, look at this.
The kind of whiskey bottle gets sweaty just by pulling it out. Hey,
Ooh,
all right,
ooh, 288. So you
that's
can
sick.
see from the bottom, you just slide it straight forward
That's good
from the
design.
bottom.
That's good packaging design.
But some single barrel wheat whiskey.
Mm, I'm so curious
And
what it
this
tastes like.
this shows up in the most recent 10K TF Wag Me Song post. You see that?
Yeah, that was sick, dude.
How
I saw
sick
that.
is that? Immortalized, immortalized.
I
And I
don't think
know Anthony got his bottle as well. I saw a sick ass photo and testimonial that Bad Teeth is probably going to use for the website.
well, I was gonna say, I don't think that ever gets old seeing, you know, a homie pop up in some lore and get all excited about it. I think that's
Oh
one of the
my
more fun
god,
parts of
I
this
know,
space,
dude. Well, that's how I felt when I saw your coloring book. I was like, "Oh shit, dude,
right?
Reaper killed this!" And to do it with someone like Grateful, like you
I
guys are amazing.
so I'll give you guys the alpha because we're at an hour and a half, and there's probably just a whole bunch of homies watching at this point. So
Yeah, there's
in
only
the
homies watching.
yeah, the coloring book on the back has like a 12-word seed phrase list, right? And so Reaper hid a bunch of words in the comic book, and there's a seed phrase somewhere in it for like to claim a wallet that has an
What?
NFT in it. And so it's pretty fucking fun. It's pretty sick. I thought it was
What?
pretty cool. It came to me that next time we do this, we should partner with certain communities and do it with their NFT in that wallet to claim, right? So like imagine like let's say we met Klon the other day at the event. And I'm like, yo, imagine if I did a coloring book with cool cats and there's a cool cat NFT in that wallet that someone could claim if they figure out the seed phrase or whatever. So just thinking out loud, trying to get creative and have some fun, bro.
Oh my God. Look at Muck
Look
said
at
just
that.
ordered the
Nice.
coloring book. He also ordered one of the camper mugs.
Hell yeah, bro.
So hope it gets to you in Germany.
I saw it got shipped already to Germany. It might be on its way.
I
That's
gotta
awesome.
say, the camper mugs, it's the looks can be a little deceiving. It's not a large mug, you know. It's like
For like an ice cream sundae at home.
compact.
You know?
Yeah, you know, I had some hot chocolate with some marshmallows in it last
Yeah,
night.
that
It
seems
was
right.
great.
Yeah. Specialized.
Oh,
You
and my
put your
daughter, she
crayons
loves
in
it.
it. Put
Yeah,
your
my
crayons
daughter
in
loves
it.
drinking out of it. She actually wanted to drink out of it today. So I was
That's
like,
right.
oh, okay, cool.
So like, well, succeeded. Yeah, you need some mulled wine in it. Exactly.
Let's go.
I gotta make some. It's the season. I'm gonna go try to pick up a Christmas tree tomorrow, man. So all right, guys,
Dude.
we're gonna end it so that I can wake up early. Everyone else should come and join me. Sean, I'd love you to join me as well. If it's
Yeah, I'll
not
be there.
chaos.
BAYC Community Space number 2, 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
Jason the Ape's going to be kicking it off, or AKA the Hustle House, AKA Baron Von Hustle.
Everyone's welcome, right? Like no agenda. I just kind of gave it the purpose of Made by Apes, thinking like, hey, let's give it a structured purpose, because I know a lot of people want to maybe bitch and complain about one thing or another, but that's not the point of this. You know, like, bro, you go into some spaces. I went into a spaces today and a girl was complaining that she lost money in ordinals. And her logic for losing money on ordinals was that I saw it early on and I didn't buy it because I thought it was dumb. So I lost so much money. And I was like, what? Like, I don't understand your logic. So no bitching. That's the
No
rule.
bitching. There's your
All right,
ground
guys.
rule right
I
there.
love you, everyone.
All
Good
right.
night. Sean, I love you. This was a great time.
Love
Thank
you
you,
too.
everyone.
Love you guys who
Episode
pulled
19.
up.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah,
Time
man.
goes fast.
That's almost 20.
What?
But yo, it's gonna be a great week. You know, we got a 6 space tomorrow, and then Thursday we have another 6 space because we have OTHERspace FM. And then on Friday we got another 6 space because NFT show with Nash and Peanut starring IDB and Spencer Tucker. So it's gonna be a good week, you guys.
Yeah, bro. I can't wait. All right, everybody. Appreciate everyone tuning in.
Bastard, good night. Thank you for the order as well, dude. Man, I appreciate you guys so much. Peace out, everyone.
Good night.
Later.